Everybody, welcome. I'm excited to be here today. We are going to be talking about the entrance to Enterprise DNA Data Challenge number 19. It turned out to be the biggest challenge we've ever had. So I'm here today with our esteemed judging panel and our head of challenges, king of challenges, Federico Pastor. As judges today, we've got Sam Mackay, our CEO and founder. And I think, somebody who has motivated all three of us over the years in the challenges, providing a lot of feedback and comments. And so I think a lot of us are here largely because of his encouragement. And Alex Badu, who I know many of you have taken his data storytelling course that just dropped last month. And it was really interesting because we saw a lot of principles that he talked about in that course show up in the entries that we saw this month. So great job, Alex, in putting the course together and in the entrance and really incorporating the knowledge and ideas from that course into your entries. So I want to kick this to Federico, just as our head of challenges, to talk about kind of overall what we were looking for in this challenge and kind of how he thinks it turned out.
We wanted to bring everybody together. We are actually joined the people in the platform, the members, with the people on LinkedIn, the community we created, and say, listen, guys, fight for the title. We brought a very simple data set, quickly and easily transformed. And the idea was to produce a report about a core data center. Okay, what I wanted from the beginning is to tell the newcomers, guys coming in, there is nothing to be afraid of. You're going to be competing with serious people that will present report that you will say, wow. But everybody started from zero. I did, Brian did, Alex and Sam did. And through challenges and practicing, you will get better. We have a fantastic challenge with 55 participants, more than 200 plus analysis pages, tooltip, bookmark, navigation buttons, intro pages, moving dynamic icon. We have everything. There is more to learn, there is more to do, but I am extremely happy, and I would like to say thank you to all participants for their input. I would like to invite you to the next one that is going to be even better. And thank you to the Enterprise DNA team to be able to put this together, and to my ambassador team that have worked tirelessly behind the scene, making sure everything was in place and posting in social media and everything. So, hey, happy boy. We are catching up. I'm very, very happy. And I actually worry about the next challenge. We have more entries. I don't know how. I'm going to put everything in a spreadsheet and make sure everything is okay. So my worry is a happy worry, is that the more we grow, the more work I'm going to have to do. So bring it on.
So maybe everybody make Federico work hard for his money.
Oh, yes.
So Federico, do you want to talk about the categories that we're going to be discussing today?
Sure. Yeah, we have an overall category, an overall winner. We have members, non-members, and newcomers. And then we have two special categories. One is out-of-the-box thinker and creative mind or creative head. So in total, we are nominating 5 reports. I do believe 3, 4, 5 reports are the winner in the challenge, plus the overall, indeed. Yep.
So why don't we start with the non-member? And I want to kick it to Sam and Alex and talk about, kind of the reports you pulled out as kind of outstanding in this, and what you liked in particular about them, and which one you've decided as the winner in this category.
Cool. I can start. So the two. Did you said newcomers we're going to start with?
We're going to start with newcomers.
So the two newcomers were Maha Spanik and Jose Antonio. Those were the two that I think we all sort of selected were the two best ones. Do you want me to showcase them on my screen, Brian, or?
Sure.
So this is Jose's. I don't know why Maha's wasn't working, but I think overall there was just a lot of innovative aspects to this report. One of the best things was the animated visualizations. I thought were really cool. I believe these come from a company called PureViz that has developed a custom visual which enables you to do these sort of animations, which are really cool. Yeah, and look, it was just incredibly detailed. Was one of the first things that I saw. And sorry about my dog in the background if you can hear that. Yeah, look, I love the setup here where you've got left-hand side, you've got navigation. This is just one of my favorites. Just simple and easy navigation, and also one of the unique things here that I like is that it's always really obvious where you are in the report. And this is something that I see missing. A lot of people are implementing the navigation, but it's hard to know what page you're actually on. And this simple bar down here, I thought was really simple and effective. And that's a way that you could actually describe a lot of this report. It's simple and effective. Like that is what I get out of this. There's nothing too complex or fancy here. It's just simple and effective. Simple visualizations that are easy to read and understand. Big KPIs or big metrics that are standing out. Yeah. So that was my thought. I'll throw it to Alex to maybe give his input as well. But those are my key things.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes,
Great.
Thank you, Sam. So yeah, I really like this report. I think it has a lot of very good and innovative ideas. The first thing I liked is from the home button. Actually, I think that I saw a lot of reports with a cover page, but I think that this cover page was really effective in the sense that it sets the expectations. You know what you will see, you know what you have to do, and it explains how you can navigate. And then by the order of the buttons, you will go on the first button, which was the quick overview, I think. So from the home button, if I don't know if you can go to the quick overview, which also Sam explained earlier. I think when the user will click on this button, this is the first reaction. It would be, wow, what is this graph? What is this showing? So it really sets the bar very high. So I think it's quite risky when you create a report like this, in the sense that, okay, you're gonna see something, wow, something spectacular. You have different KPIs that you can switch, so you can see the navigation, you can see the top the top 3 destinations. I think this is really good. I like also that in the beginning it explains the navigation. It has refresh information. It has also a simple menu. So when you just see the home button, you think, okay, this report will be quite simple. Well, it's actually not. So it's a surprise. And when you go to the overview, as Sam mentioned, I really like the show active state design. This gives the possibility to the user to know where he is in the navigation. So some people will do just a print screen, so they know they're on the overview page. So this is something I really liked. The navigation is very clear. The color scheme is consistent between pages. There are not too many things on the page. I think that's very nice. There's a very intelligent use of tooltips on the report. I think it's on the lower part, of the screen. So Very good use. I like the details, the time they spent. He spent to create this report, and I think it's very organized. Very good use of custom visuals, and some of them I didn't see before. So you can see on the employees, you can switch. You can do a lot of things here, and then you have the revenue and the filter. So a really good report, a nice effort. You can tell that the person spent quite some time to create it. And what I really like, and I also spend a lot of time on details, I like the small things that make this report great. So overall, a very good report.
Yeah, I agree. I just love the small, like the more I look at this, actually, the more I love this, just the simplicity in its execution. Just, the visuals are big and bold, like you can really see everything. But then there's these little things here where probably just using bookmarks to showcase different way, like just a different look for the visualization. And this visual here is, like a spark line, very simple and effective, right? It's just showcasing the trends. It's not getting, you're not overwhelmed with information. It's just very, very clear what you're looking at. But then also, I think there was like a settings page, which is quite neat, right? Like this has got sync slices in it probably. So like you can actually change something here and then go back to the previous page in the report, and everything will be filtered for that selection. So that's, again, just so it's quite simple, but just really, really effective. So yeah, I love this report. Really, really good.
I think one thing that I noticed that I saw you guys clicking on that he did a great job making really excellent use of was the bookmark navigator feature. That he's got a couple of places where he's got in the scatter chart and in that lower chart that Alex was showing before. Really nice tabs on the and I thought just an excellent use of that technique.
Totally. And just like tabs like you would see in like a website or an app or something, and being able to click through so seamlessly. It looks like it's it just feels like a web application. So yeah, so many best practices are being utilized here. So I'm really commend is it Jose? Is this one?
Jose, yes.
Yeah.
Jose.
On what I've done. Yeah. Cool.
Right, well,
let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one.
So why don't we go now to the non-member? And this was actually the largest category of entries that we had.
So this was burnt. So I think both our selection was burnout. Is that right?
Correct.
Both called burnout. Yeah. Here we go.
Francis.
So it was burnout, and the other one was
Francis.
Francis. Francis was the other one. So we selected burnout. To me, it was pretty self-explanatory. This is just a high quality report, and the reason why, there's just so much effort that has gone into this report, and you can tell by just landing on this homepage, just the details, like going into and actually describing what everything actually is. So this is just so intuitive for the user, right? And this is the way it's set up. It's very well presented. Immediately, the color theme is great. You can already tell that. And then you've got this unique little icon down the bottom here, which sort of leads you into the report. So I just love that. That is very, very creative, very, very informative, and yet creative. But then when you jump into the report, everything really works. I would probably have chosen some different visualizations in some aspects here, but overall, it all works. It's got a nice grid pattern, colors all align. There's not an overuse of colors, but maybe a touch too many visuals, I would say, in a page like this. But that's just it's just small things, right? So mostly, well, these colors I would probably adjust, to be honest, but because they're not sort of aligned with the rest of the report, but maybe when he was creating it, there was a bit of overwhelm with the green here, so decided to change it up a little bit. But love the love this tooltip as well. Brilliant use of tooltip. Just showed you how detailed the tooltip can be, right? So much information here. If I was to be picky with the tooltip here, though, as well, one of the things that I would mention is that within tooltips you can't scroll, so there's no point in having a table that has a scroll bar on it. So that's just something to really be conscious of, particularly if you're using tooltips. Like if you look at this table on the bottom right of the tooltip, it's not that helpful because you can't scroll anywhere on that table. So that's a really important thing to realize with tooltips. But anyway, I don't know if I'm meant to be critiquing at the same time as congratulating, but overall, fantastic report. We can, lovely filter pane, a lot of great things about this report. So, congratulations, Bernard. Over to you, Alex.
Alex, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I really love this report for the navigation, and also there were some things that I never seen before in reports, and I would like to mention this first page. It's really great. It's an intro page. It gives you, you want to go deeper and see the report, but in the same time you have a summary of the content. You have the metrics that are explained, and you have the navigation, how it works. So in just one page, you have information that are so interesting and that will give you confidence that you're gonna see something great. So just by looking at this page, I knew that this report will be special when I will go inside. And then I saw this button, on the lower part of the screen with the nice animation. So yeah, I was looking. Okay, there will be a lot of details that will be interesting. And when you go to this page, to the first page, I agree with Sam. I think there are a bit too much information here. But what I really retain as a perfect example of navigation is this filter pane that looks amazing. It's really nice. And the three buttons at the lower part of the screen, the information button. If you can go, yeah, Brian, on the button on the lower part, yeah, the information one. This information button, it is really great. It shows that every page it is different, and it is very modern, and I think it's really catchy. The only recommendation I have for the person who created this report, on some pages you don't know how to close this information button. You have the push to return to global overview. I would suggest to create a blank button on the screen. So just by clicking anywhere on the screen, you go back, because you don't want to spend some time on the screen to know how to go back. But really great. Like in the report we saw earlier, you can see where you are on the page. So this is great. You have a consistency in the pages, and yeah, I think the experience that is proposed in this report is really great. And the last comment I have, this is also a recommendation. I think you have a 3D chart somewhere, which is very innovative. But I think I would not create a 3D chart in a report, because it's a bit difficult to see exactly the figures, the numbers. But this is an open challenge, and I think it's a good thing that people are trying new things. And I see in this report a lot of creativity, innovation. Some things are working very good. Some things can be improved in time, but really I'm impressed by this report. It's really nice.
Yeah, agreed. I think there's a lot to learn from here, and just some really interesting technique. We'll be coming back to this one a little bit later. So let's talk about the member report.
This is a bit, right?
Yes.
So this, from my perspective, this was a fantastic report. The biggest thing that stuck out to me here, and interested to get your on this, Alex, was just the detail. It's just so detailed, which has its pros and has its cons, to be honest. But in terms of how it has been constructed, it feels, even though there's a lot of information, like there's actually 28 pages in this, a lot of it feels the same. It feels exactly the same. So if you were a user, you probably wouldn't even notice that it's 28 pages because it just seems so seamless as you sort of click through from one page to the next. You'll see that, you know, everything feels like an application. There's no, there's no clicking through pages other than by clicking within buttons or within the actual report itself. So it feels, you know, very, very, very seamless as you're working your way through it. And so, you know, a lot of the pages don't have a whole lot of visualizations. It's all kind of, okay, you click from one place to another to really like drill into detail. So you start from a high level, like what we've got here is, you know, details about the calls, but then you can click through and find out, you know, all of the details about the calls in a more granular aspect in the report. You know, same here when we go to manager performance, we can click through to that, and then we have a page that all looks quite similar for the manager. So I like the detail. Everything from a visual and design point of view is bang on. Using grids, colors are really great. You can really see all of the information. It's very clear. There's no ambiguity in terms of what you're looking at. I think there's a lot of nice little features as well. Like I love that info box. That's great. I really like this aspect. Like you can tell the effort from these little things, right? I think we would all agree on that. Is that these little information boxes or little tooltip features or little bookmark features, is that these little things just elevate your report. You've got to get the core stuff right, the core framework of a high quality report done, like you know, grids, colors, clear visualizations, clear labeling. You've got to get that all right, but just the small details just elevate it. They just take it to another level. It just feels more like a high quality web application. So those are things to, you know, bear in mind. But yeah, hopefully I sort of made clear my big pros on this report. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, this report for me is perfect. I mean, I looked couple of times. I clicked everywhere. I tried to go on all the details. I can say there's no mistake. All the details, Abu, he solved everything. Everything is clean. Everything is clear. It looks simple when you look at it, but when you start exploring it, it's so I know it has all the details. I mean, it gives the impression that it's easy. It gives the impression that it doesn't have too much information, but everything is under control. I can, you know, as a creator of reports myself, when I look at this and I try to imagine how I would have created the report, I can imagine the path he took and the details he thought of, and I can say it's just amazing. What I like this page, for example, it's a clear example of control on the layout, of consistency, of the principle of similarity, the principle of proximity. So you can see the years, you can see the details, you can see the main information. You have also an information button. And also from the beginning, from the first page, what I liked this report, and I think it's pretty rare if you compare to other reports, is that from the beginning you can see the CEO update. And I think many people are afraid of using text in their reports. And just by looking at this and just reading a couple of sentences, I understood so many things about the data. So he didn't put too much data in just one page. He used only what is needed. And I think he also used something that I talked also in my course, is to tell and show. This is the most important thing in storytelling, is to tell what you want to say and show in the same time the graphs that are explaining what you want to say. So it's for me, there's no mistake on this report. It's amazing, and I encourage everyone to have a look at this report and to spend some time to analyze it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just I can't say anything else. It's amazing.
That's great. One of the I think that's some really good points there, Alex. One of the other things I wanted to mention was how happy you would be if you were working in a call center and this was your reporting application. Like you would be as a manager or someone like a director or whoever, or even just someone on the call center level. Like if you were able to have a report like this updating automatically and easily navigatable, just easy to find out the information you want, like you would be very happy. Like you would be very, very happy. Just the seamless way you can click to go and find the details and information. It's just so easy and clear. And so, yeah, really, really commend Abu on how this is constructed and put together.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was blown away by how good this was. And I think one of the things that jumped out to me that I really like in it is you don't look at this report and think, what am I supposed to do with this? That right from the jump, as Alex talked about in the CEO update, it tells you what are the major highlights and then what are some of the actions that we should be taking. If somebody can jump to that page, it actually says going forward, here are some important things to look at. And to me, that's what a great report should do. It should tell you what the current status is, and then it should also guide you of what are we supposed to do with this information. And I think, to me, this report just does it all.
Yeah, and even in this page, I mean, he created so many pages, you can't even believe there are so many pages created. But he knows that you will not go on call details 2018, 19, 20, 21. But to keep the consistency between the pages, he created them anyway. So he did that extra mile to create something that is really clear and really complete, so that the person who will look at this report will say, okay, the person who created this report, he thought about everything, and he gave me the possibility, if I want to go into details. And this is for me very precious, because it is really something that great report designers do. They think about their audience, and I think Abu, he really thought about the audience when he created this report.
I think this page we are showing up is fantastic. You got everything you need to know is in there. He has used different visualization in a very simple way. You got a bar chart, you got a heat map, you got sun, donut chart, and then he's telling you at the top, listen, if you're looking at the heat map and you don't know what the color means, very low and give you the color. It has given you all the information you need without needing to actually drive yourself crazy or what is that about it.
Yeah.
So yes, Abu, sign up from Federico. Very happy with it.
Yeah, like I just want to reiterate that, like the legend is great, and then even just these look at these little things in the header, like sort of showing from one year to the next. Small addition, but small detail, but really is effective, right? Really effective. Just sort of gives you a quick high level indication of, okay, how have we actually gone? Like how have things actually gone? Oh, there's actually another tooltip here. There's so much. Even though this is so detailed, there's so much detail in the report page. Even this report page has just everything you need, right? Like just say, okay, you want to have a look at the trends in over 2019 for your your tech support calls. Okay, here's the trend. I presume you can actually click down here as well, and it just only changes this particular one, which is again he's used what is it called? The manipulating visuals, editing
interactions.
Yeah, editing interaction. Yeah, love it. Really love it. Yeah, go. Awesome.
I think you guys might have tipped your hand, particularly when Alex said he thought it was perfect. But do you want to announce your overall winner?
Yeah, I think there's no surprise.
Yeah, I think Abu's he's been a fantastic contributor to the challenges, hasn't he? In recent times, so a well-deserved overall winner this time around.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can only applaud and Brian, just one thing, because I think it's also just an example of how great this report is. Even the drill throughs, and he has drill throughs at a certain point on one page. He has also clear instructions for the navigation. He says that if you want to do a drill through, you have to click on a button. And this is also important. Not many people think about this because and I think this is also very important because many people, they create this drill through interactions, but they do not tell it, and people will miss it. People will not really see it. So if you do go next, I think on the next page.
Is it the
on-
employee performance?
I'm not sure. Yeah, probably. Here you can see on the top part of the screen, select a single data record in any table below and click on any button to drill through. Not only you can do this, but you can also choose where you want to go, to revenue generated or to within SLA calls and percentage of age. And you can there are so many options, and it's so clear and it's so well explained. You can't miss it, and this is great. Everything he did with an objective, and it is clear, and he presented to the end user in a clear way. So this for me is like I can say just bravo. It's great.
Yeah,
I didn't realize, but he also introduced Pascal Kiefer call, and
right.
in the page we were,
he did.
you click that. Yeah, he did introduce the Pascal Kiefer trick on making a call straight from the report, that, and not many people, a few people had used it, but he also put it there. So
I love this heat map. Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah. So we got a couple more things we want to announce.
Yeah, okay.
Federico, we've got your Creative Head Award.
Oh, my creative head is Travis John Villanueva.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see some. Trevi was talking to me through the whole process. He couldn't find some information. He came to me on LinkedIn. Federico, I can't find that. Can you help me? He has been, what I would say, very involved from the very beginning. And I would like to reiterate that, because if you guys need any help, we have a forum, we have a community group. Do not doubt to inquire about it. And it's just creativity. You go to the DNA and you click in there.
Yeah.
Once again, you have to load. There you go. You got another little DNA GIF in there. It is about creativity. The color is kind of, you are in a spaceship, okay, with the color and the background and everything. And I think to be creative, this about showing off my creativity more than an analysis report. And at the same time, you're giving me information about it. So you need to actually think about, how do I make this different? And sometimes it's not simple. The idea of creativity sometimes become complex because you don't know where to go. And now, what color do I use? Do I use this color? Do I follow with the same color? Sometimes people get lost on that. I think Travis did very well, and he had my vote and my winning on the creativity head. So congratulations to Travis. I think it's just that is the one that you say, okay, let me check it out again and again, just because it's fun and it's creative.
Yeah,
totally agree.
My 2 cents here is that this just shows you, whilst there's a few execution things I think we can all agree that could be improved, but this just shows you can literally create anything. You can create absolutely anything in Power BI. Like there is just no doubt in my mind, like absolutely anything. Just the originality of using the way that bookmarks have been used, the way you can do light mode and dark mode. I mean, it's just so cool. It's just so cool that you can literally do anything. You can manipulate anything on a page through any click anywhere on your page. So it's just basically up to your creativity, how you want to formulate your reports.
I like the hexagonal, cards. I just,
value cards,
just a lot of creative aspects of this. So the one I had chosen for out of the box thinker, there were two things that I really kind of looked for in this. One of which was something I'd not seen before. Somebody, yeah, if you could pop up Bernat's, yeah, something I'd not seen before, and somebody who was willing to try some things, maybe that didn't quite work, but really were bold attempts. And I think this one really did both. And I think if you go right here, that intro page is something I have never seen before. And I think Alex pointed out, he said, when he saw that, he said, oh, I know this is going to be a good report. And I just love the way this just kind of conceived of that front page differently. It just provides a lot of guidance, a lot of information. It really, I think, provides a great reference for the user in an attractive way. As somebody brought out, the icon kind of draws you in the animation. This is something I'm definitely going to be kind of putting in my memory bank and my notes to use in a future report of my own. The other thing is, if we can go to the 3D, that's something that we pointed out didn't necessarily work perfectly, but I think it was a bold attempt. And
which one are you referring to, Brian? Sorry.
I'm trying to remember which page it's on.
I think the last one.
Yeah, it's the analytics. It's the in-depth analytics page, I believe. Yeah, and if you go to the 3D at the top, and this is using Sandance, and I've tried this visual myself before, not had great luck with it, but I think it's really got some interesting aspects to it. And I actually know that Microsoft is going to be improving this and upgrading it in the coming months. And I think it was a neat attempt. And, there's again, stuff I haven't seen before. And I think it doesn't exactly work, but I think it's the kind of thing that we can look back on and say, this kind of got us thinking along the lines of something that might work in the future when this visual improves a little bit. And I really applauded the effort in this submission, because there's a lot about it that I think worked really well. There was a lot of innovation, and I think the ability to try things that maybe don't necessarily work fully, but they kind of move the state of the discussion along. I really applaud and wanted to recognize in this one.
Yeah, I think maybe I think this could be more effective. It's probably just the actual data which has been selected for the visual. It doesn't really lend that well to sort of like a drill in potentially. Right. That's what my feel on it. But I love the functionality. By the way, I'm holding down Control as I do this, so it's kind of like, there's too many gaps in the data. It looks kind of a little bit off in terms of that. But other than that, it is very, very original. And I definitely agree with you, Brian. Like just trying new things. That's exactly what the challenge is perfect for.
That visual brought a lot of attention. I put this visual in his slide better than the other one because I knew people will look and say, whoa, even when some people doesn't know what that means. But I think it's why eye-catching, and a lot of people say, Federico, what is that? In the same, what visual is that? Where do I get it? So it was quite eye-catching.
Click on type an employee just for a sec, right up on.
I wonder why also, like, can you not change these axes to white as well? Like that would have just made it stand out that little bit more. I would have thought, but maybe there's some restrictions in terms of colors and stuff.
Okay, so this is basically the same thing. Okay, so at this point, I think we've gone through all the major categories. I think spectacular effort by the submitters. Federico, did you want to close and talk about kind of closing thoughts and also where we're going next in the challenge?
Yes, sure. Primarily, congratulations to the winners and the runner-up. Everybody had done a fantastic job. Super congratulations to all the participants, even if they did not make it to the final. Listen, participating, you don't always win. Sometimes you lose, more often than you win. But do as I do. If I don't win, I'm going to get you next time. Okay, so you try to improve and improve and improve. So congratulations to everybody. We have the Analytics Summit, Enterprise DNA Analytics Summit coming in, and we have a surprise. There is a 7-day challenge on the pipeline. It's only for 7 days, and it's gonna be a remake of one of the previous challenge winners. Okay, you will be notified of that very soon. And for challenge 20, we have a real data set on production, I think it is. And everything you need to do to create a report, you're going to have to do a lot of transformation, you have to do a lot of appending and merging, and then the calculation. So it's going to be very interesting. If you are new and you are worried about it, don't worry. We are going to make sure you have what you need to actually get involved and work with that data set, even if it looks complicated. And we want you, if you are coming into the scene, please talk to our team, the community, in the forum, how we can help, and we will be there for you. Again, massive congratulations to all the winners. Abu Bakar, well done. Jose Antonio, from Spain, is my countryman, well done. Bernard, from Catalonia, Spain too. We have now 2 Spanish in the finals. That is fantastic. We are catching up, guys. And Travis Villanueva, well done.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to all the winners.
Go ahead, Sam.
I just wanted to quickly congratulate and thank some of our experts for getting involved as well. Gustav's report, absolutely phenomenal. We didn't have time to showcase it, but if you want to see one of the best Power BI developers in action, check out his report and a few others that I haven't mentioned, but definitely there's some ineligible ones that were absolutely top-notch submissions also.
And I also wanted to shout out the newcomers. I think we had over a dozen newcomers, and it's hard putting yourself out there. That you're putting your report up there for everybody to see, and that's a brave step. And I feel like it's a very supportive community. But applause and kudos to everybody who made that step. That's the hardest one, the first one that you put out there. And I think what you'll find is that in each case it was well received. Hopefully you get some good feedback. You've grown, you've learned through the process, and each submission gets easier. You get better and better in each one, and really hope to see all the newcomers back and more coming in each time. So great trend on that one, and great job to Federico and his team. Really excellent execution on this.
We have a great time. So thank you for the opportunity. And again, a big shout out from my team, the ambassador group, that they are working freely and they are on top of me, like, what do we do next? And they want to, sometimes I have to tell them, yeah, stop down, calm down, go down, slow down. There is many challenges to run. So we're just thinking about ideas and what is next. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you all. This is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.